What's good, YouTube? I am joined by Stephen Roche, and what you just do?
I won the West Palm Beach, Florida Regional.
And you were using this build of Kaiju Zoodiac. So, if you want to go ahead and take the lead here, it's your deck.
Okay, so we played like the really big kaijus. Those are all really standard in the kaiju variant because all the OTKs that you have are mostly used with the really big kaijus, and you usually just give the Gamma Seal to them when you slumber. So the really big ones in the 2200 one. Uh, I didn't max out on Thoroughblade. I kind of saw it as a brick, but the looting effect is really important. Sometimes getting dead combos out of your hand or rats out of your hand, because then you can go Borbo into Tiger Mortar and then reattach the rat and then do the rat combo that way.
That's pretty
So
cool.
you're getting a card and then you're still doing the combo. So it's kind of cool. Viper's really sick though. Like Whiptail is really good. The banishing effect is like really relevant, especially against like Infernoids. If they're like a bad Infernoid player, they won't like sack themselves off to banish things, so they'll just let themselves get banished.
Also, I
Rat
imagine
is
forcing
well, sorry.
Kieran's also pretty big, right?
I didn't play against Metalfoe today, so I would imagine so. Yeah, it's probably really huge.
Okay.
Rat is staple, obviously. It's the most important card in the deck. Terratop has multi uses though. With if you don't have access to Rat, it's obviously Invoker into Rat. But if you have Rat or a way to get to Rat, you can make Totem Bird, so you can protect yourself from a field wipe. You have to play attack on some Borg, and then Ghost Ogre and Maxi. Ghost Ogre was really good. Just being able to it's really good in the Zoo Mirror because you can interrupt their combo, but they still get Drancia, but they don't get the +1 from Emerald, and they don't get to recycle their rats. So that's huge. We're just getting Ghost Ogre. Maxi is obviously like the best card in the game right now, in my opinion. Instant Fusion was really cool. I don't know. A lot of people that I talked to weren't playing Instant Fusion. I just thought that was insane because Norton's broken.
Do you
Like
think
it
it's
brings
just
back
because?
Rat.
Do you think it's
Yeah, my
mainly
bad.
just because they're like looking at OCG lists that no longer play it?
Yeah, I mean, well, they never really like when ABC came out, like they never had Norton with ABC, so that's why a lot of people didn't play Instant Fusion at first when ABC came out, and I think it's the same way with the Zoo deck because they didn't have Norton, so they never bothered playing Instant Fusion, which I think is insane because you could bring back Rats, you can bring back Thoroughblades, and then just start ranking up and getting advantage that way. Regeki is just a blowout card. Same with Slumber; those cards are all blowouts. Twin Twister, I was kind of on the fence about this card because like a lot of people are playing Barrier in their main deck, and like Twin Twister's very weak to Barrier, and I don't know. I think I made the right decision and played two, and then sided the last one. I played against three Paleozoic decks. One of them being Michael State, who was playing Zoo Paleo. He was playing like way more traps than usual, but this came up really. It was really relevant though. Barrage is a staple. That card is, like I said in my profile on PPG, that card is the nut. Like that card's so broken. Tanky, you just search everything in your deck, whatever you need at whatever time. You have to play the I think it's called what combo, right? The trap card. I think it's combo. You have to
Yeah.
play that to send with rat or um to loot with Thoroughblade. Barriers and strikes, those are all just the six best trap cards in the game, and then emptiness, obviously, it's the best, one of the best cards ever printed. The extra is really tight. Norton. I played the giant trainer combo. I wanted to explain that because like I feel like if you lose game one, you just want to be able to do your combo consistently, or just draw traps to the point where like your opponent just can't play and you win that way. So I would side Bearman and like the Floodgate cards like Iron Wall or Anti Spell for whatever I'm playing against. Like against Infernoids, I would side all three Lancia and all three Iron Wall with the Bearman, and I would take out the barriers. The Ghost Ogre is really not that good against Infernoids, in my opinion. So I would take those out. Probably take out a Slumber if I'm going first, because those cards aren't really good going first. And so you would do if you just opened if you opened if you go Terra Top or Barrage, you can do that play, but you can't do it if you normal summon. So that was really cool. Samurai is for the OTK with Terra Top or Barrage and Slumber. Two Emerald. I debated not playing two, but then I came to the realization that you absolutely need to. There's a lot of grind game situations I was in today that, like, the second one came up, putting back the Emerald back into my extra deck so I can keep the resource game going. Really important. And then two of all the other Zoodiac XYZs except Borbo. I didn't think Borbo was that important. I usually just go him first and then go to Tiger and then do the combo that way. I would always just Emerald back the Wild Bow too. So, um, and then the rank 3 engine Invoker obviously is busted in this deck. Totem Bird I talked about a little bit before, and then Break Sword. I never summoned Break Sword today, and I don't think I would ever. I think I don't think I would play it in the future. I didn't come up ever. Didn't come up in testing, but it was a really solid rank 3 option. So maybe that would be the second Wild Bow, I guess. So then the side deck, the Bearman for the combo to go first. Lancia is super sick against Infernoids. That's literally like a dimensional barrier for Infernoids. So they just like they end their turn. Like then the PPG feature match I had last round against Eric, game 3 I opened Lancia. He goes lawn mowing for I think 18 cards or 20 cards, and then I just dropped Lancia, and he was like, "Oh, well, I lose." Like it was such a blowout card against that deck. Cosmic Cyclone's really good against Metal Foe and Paleozoic. In the mirror match too, banishing the barrage is kind of neat, and then just being able to clear back row is important. The same with the Twin Twister, just being able to clear back row and do your combo. Chalice is really cool. I like that in the mirror match. And things that summon Vanity's Fiend or like barrier statues. Actually, a barrier statue deck topped the PPG Regional. That was kind of neat. So I was afraid of like Vanity's Fiend. And it just baits Toads, and it's just such a really versatile card.
Yeah, it's something I feel like you can actually, like, if you draw it, in your opening hand when you're going first, it's okay, even though you probably don't usually have it when you're going first. I don't know if you, like, had to keep it in all day or if you played the barrier statue deck, but it's at least
I
something
didn't play that deck.
it's something that you can always set as well. Like, if you're playing against Zoo, you can
Yeah.
set it for when they're trying to go off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a versatile card. It's so powerful. I played it. I sided against the ABC Artifact deck. I took out the Twin Twisters because hitting Sanctum isn't really good. I'd rather hit Sanctum with the Cosmic Cyclone, or just be able to negate the Scythe when it comes out with the Chalice. Uh, 3 Iron Wall is just it's a blowout. If you back that card up with like Strike, I think the Infernoid deck loses outright to that card, because their only out is usually like a Twin Twister or a Decatron is the more common one, because they could just send the level 4 Infernoid that pops a card, and they could just pop the Iron Wall, but then you just strike the Decatron. So and then anti spell, because it's probably the best floodgate against pendulums and ABC, Blue Eyes, anything that really relying on spell cards.
Was there a lot of the
And
Zoodiac Infernoid at all?
yeah, Kamal Crooks actually topped with the Zoo Infernoid deck.
All right, and let's go
Uh,
ahead and get into your matchups.
okay. I have this written down somewhere. One second. Round 1, I played against a Paleozoic. I don't think the player was really that good. It was a very quick game, very quick 2-0. Round 2, I played against Infernoids. He won the dice roll, and he just opened Omega, and I think he set Feast, the trap card that's really good. I fought through. It was a really long grind game. I ended up taking game one, and then game two he kind of just set a monster and passed, or he summoned Raiden and passed. And I was like, okay, well that's game because I had Barrage Slumber. It was just over from there. Round three, I played against Paleo Zoo. I played against Michael State. Shout out to him. He bricked both games I played, so it wasn't really like a really fun game. I felt bad for him because he's a good friend of mine. I didn't want to see him lose. Uh, then I played another friend of mine round four, Ezekiel Kranza. He was playing DDD. Game one, he opens like the nut board, like Siegfried, Crystal Wing, Harbinger, Omega, and I was just like, all right, yeah, that's pretty good. And he had a set barrier with Maxi, so he's the greatest. And then game two, I outgrinded him. And then game three, he normal summoned Copernicus, sent Necro Slime, and passed. And this is where it was funny. I normaled Rat, and it got Ghost Ogred, and I set four. I was like, okay, so it's gonna be one of those kind of games. It was like a really back and forth game. It got to the point where I had I had an interrupted Kaiju Slumber in my graveyard, one Kaiju in hand, and I top deck Instant Fusion with a rat. With the rat that got Ghost Ogre. So I was able to OTK him with that. So I won that. Round five, I had a feature match against ABC Artifact. Game one, I misplayed I misplayed by negating the Sanctum with Totem Bird, and he was able to destroy my Drancia, and then he was able to go off with Union Hanger, and he did ABC things. Game two, it was a huge blowout. I drew double strike barrier with emptiness with the Bearman, so
Oh
that
man.
was kind of yeah, it was sick. And then game three, he it was like a really back and forth game. He ended up we're in a really simplified game state where he has a back row that hasn't moved the entire game, and I've struck two of his busters, so a lot of his resources are gone. And he decided to make Emerald to put back Scythe to try to Scythe me to win the game to make Pleiades, but he ends up drawing the Scythe that he put back.
Oh.
It was really unfortunate. Yeah, we talked about it afterwards. I think he should have just went Utopia Lightning over the Dogran, the 3000 Kaiju, and just do 2000 damage, because then I would have been at, I think, 16 or 600 life points. And that puts me on a one turn clock, and I didn't top deck anything that following turn. So I was able to just win outright. But that happens. The heat of the moment, you don't really think about things. I thought I was going to lose that game because I thought he was going to make lightning and attack over the kaiju, but he ends up kind of punting the game, and I kind of swing back with I top deck a barrage for game. It was kind of nuts. And then round six, I played another Paleozoic guy. It was that I don't think that matchup's really hard. He didn't draw as optimally as probably he should have, but um, that's just how the game works, I guess. And then round seven, I played against Infernoids. I win the dice roll, or no, he wins the dice roll and just sets Feast. I'm like, okay. Uh, I go, I do the normal play. He feasts me, or he feasts right away. I try to do the normal play. I just make a Drancia. That's all I'm left with. And then he explodes and OTKs me for game with snow because he lawn mowing me. And then game two, I bear man combo into strike double iron wall, which is kind of nasty. So he wasn't able to. He kind of looked at his hand and just put his hand back in his deck and was like, "We'll go to game three."
Yeah, that's
And then game three, he starts with lawn mowing, and I chain Lancia. He mills 18 or 20 cards. I can't remember. So he mills a bunch of cards. He one for one summons Decatron and then sends the Deviati, which negates monster effects. Um, he doesn't have any other back row. I have Slumber Barrage, and I show it to him, and he's like, "I'll do the combo out," and he makes me do it, and I kill him. So we talked about afterwards. If he had he wouldn't have died if if he had sent a Nunsu, the one that negates spell or traps, because he would have been able to negate the slumber and then potentially not die. He would have been able to banish a rat with the Decatron too. So um, he may have won that game if he had just sent the Nunsu. But Eric's a really great player. Shout out to him. He's a big inspiration of mine. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Any shout outs here?
I have a couple shouts. Yeah, shout out to the Super Hippo Carnival chat. It's a group chat of a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh players. We discuss and talk about theory and stuff. Huge shout out to Peter Tran. He convinced me to play this list and play this deck because we talked about it last night, and he wanted me, or I wanted to play the Metal Foe Zoo deck, and we play tested it for like 3 hours, and I just kept bricking. I couldn't find the right build, and so he convinced me to play this deck. So I don't think I would have topped if he had not convinced me to play it. So huge shout out to Peter Tran. Shout out to Michael State driving me around today, and shout out to PPG and anyone who supported me and lent me cards for this event.
Yeah, the live profile will be the first thing linked in the description here. And I actually want to shout out PPG because they added prize support. Did you pull anything cool out of the packs?
No, I just took credit because I pretty much had the entire zoo deck. I was borrowing a couple extra deck cards, but I had the entire zoo deck, so I didn't really need anything. I took the credit instead.
All right,
But
fair
yeah,
enough.
no, it was really good of them that they included additional prize support. Best locals in South Florida, maybe in the entire country.
Definitely awesome. I urge any OTS to like follow their and Epic's example to add prize support to their pool. I really want to see that like happen nationwide.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
But not to overshadow you, first place coming out, Zoo into the format. How's it feel? How's it feel to be on the opening weekend with this deck?
It was crazy. This is actually my first regional top, so it was kind of cool.
Great way to bust out into first place.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a long time coming, but I'm really excited to go to YCS Atlanta and the UDS in Vegas in March. So hopefully some bigger things are to come.
I'll definitely see you in Atlanta as well.
All right, thanks, John.
Thank you so much for joining us.